Welcome back to some Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today? So, what have I been up today? What? Did I say a single word in that sentence? What have I been up to today? Not much, really. I don't know why I now decided the reasonable course of action is to over-enunciate anything. Everything, even. Not much, really. I just played some games. I watched some other games. I'm doing a bit of a Excel practice, I suppose. It's not very interesting, to be honest. Excel considerably more boring than SQL in some aspects, but I suppose a lot clearer. But anyway, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 4:24 PM on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. Nothing to really speak of today. That's not new dialogue, is it? No, I don't think so. I think we've seen that one before. Yeah, not really much. Watch some live streams, watch some Northern 9, as I often say. Yeah, you know what I do want to talk about? Because he was playing... Oh, wow, no mail today. He was playing a game which is called Kuukiyomi, which in Japanese means like atmosphere reading, like read the atmosphere, that sort of thing. Which you might be like, sounds like a strange name for a game. What's it about? Well, it's about literally reading the atmosphere. It's a sort of WarioWare style minigame thing. You know, you get like 5 seconds to figure out what's going on and then complete whatever the objective is. But it's all about like reading the room, I suppose, is probably a better English translation for it. Although they translated it as considerate or something into English. So I know you can go look it up yourself. But yeah, it's basically every single minigame is a game where you is a minigame where you need to read the room and you need to deduce what the best course of action is to be considered to everyone. And I was watching it, I was like, wow, this is like this seems like my sort of game. It's like right up my alley. Because not gonna lie, not gonna lie. That's not what I meant to say. I like to think of myself as a conscientious person. Like I read a room, you know. I try and do a reasonable course of action most of the time. Be polite to others, as I hope many people aspire to do. And to be fair, when I was younger, I used to do it to the extreme. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I need to do this very extreme thing, just so I don't disturb anyone around me, even though no one actually cares in that aspect. But don't talk on public transport, or don't talk quietly. Yeah, I'm yelling all the time. Can't you tell? I'm a screamer. No, don't. I can't formulate a sentence in my head. Hold on. I'm not loud in public spaces and that sort of thing. Respect to other people, but they're not here to hear me speak. It's different from these videos where you literally came here to probably either watch my gameplay or listen to me speak, so you kind of signed up for it. But out in public, oh my gosh, there's so many buried things here. The public don't necessarily want to hear me speak or anything like that. So yeah, things like that, move away to the side, allow other people pass, that sort of thing, because I'm quite a slow walker, I'm not gonna lie. I am a terribly slow walker. It was even, we did this in go-karting, and did I talk about this? Go-karting, a lot of people like to go fast. I'm sort of like, I like to leisurely drive around. Of course, I'm going to try and go as fast as I can, but I'm not particularly good at it because I'm not very good at driving, nor do I have much of a know-how, nor do I have much of an interest, mind you, either. So, it's not like a short change sort of situation where I'm like, oh no, I wish I was a better driver, and I can't even drive in the first place, but still. So yeah, and I'd always like, when we were doing go-karting and driving, I'm like, okay, obviously I don't want to get in people's way because everyone else is going to be trying to zoom around. There's nothing worse than getting caught behind someone who's going at like 5 miles under the speed limit or something. So, I pull to the side, not pull to the side, I like hug the sides, I'm like, please go around me, or that sort of thing. And I know you want to speed off, it's less pressure on me, less pressure on you, or that sort of thing, go past. Anyway, just like apply that, but to like more real world situations rather than go-karting. Oh yeah, we need to water our pumpkins, I forgot about that. But yeah, anyway, I like to consider myself a conscientious person, considerate person. So I was like, maybe I should play this game. And I was like, maybe I should do this as a YouTube series. Have I done it yet? No, I haven't even bought it. But the thing that's pushed me to do it as a YouTube series, because normally I'm trying to do games I actually own, because, games are expensive. But I looked it up on Steam. This game's like £3. That's like nothing. But also, it's not very long either, to be fair. It's maybe about half an hour of gameplay or something in it. And, for £3 going on sale is going to go down to like £2, which is like not really that big a deal of a difference, IMO. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe that's something which can come on after Tangle Tower. But no, I didn't customize my watering can. I thought I did yesterday, but I didn't. Well, time to go buy a watering can, I suppose. Yeah, so maybe that's a game I'll play after Tango Tower, and also it's apparently a game that's been popping off recently, because apparently VTubers have been playing it. Oh, look, there's that little, not bonsai tree, what's the topiary, that's the word. I said we're going to buy, maybe we'll put it down somewhere, we'll find out. Yeah. And honestly, I think, you know, Japan's obviously taken it, maybe, you might argue, to the extreme with public behaviour, I suppose. You know, there's a lot of different unwritten rules of society in Japan, and because of the way their culture is, then people aren't necessarily going to call you out on it, but they will just like look at you and shake their head disapprovingly if they see you like, no, what's the word, not subverting, breaking one of the conventions. Like, because one of them was like, well, I suppose if you're a foreigner, they'll probably be like, oh, they're just a foreigner, you know. they're not privy to the social conventions or social norms of Japanese culture, which is, you know, like, fair enough, because we're not. Another way to really put that. But still, what was my point? I forgot what my point was. Yeah, but making an entire game out of it is actually just such a hilarious idea to me. Because I watched NL play it a little bit, and I was watching it, I was like, you know, I think I could be pretty good at this. A lot of these things, yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm choosing the correct, conscientious option. Of course, it's quite difficult to do it under time crunch scenario. And also, you know, to be fair to Norm 9, he's also streaming to like an audience of like 6,000 or something people, trying to be entertaining at the same time. Where on earth was this purple rose taken from? Was it over here? Yeah, it looks about right. If it wasn't here, then it was somewhere else, and, you know, we'll pay that price later. For now, we'll sort of leave it. And it just got me thinking. I was like, yeah, you know, I think I could be pretty good at this game. I should probably give it a whirl. You know, put my public conscientiousness skills to the test, because I like to think I can read a room reasonably well. It doesn't mean I always act on it correctly, mind you. It's one thing to acquire the information, it's another thing to actually act on the information, I suppose. And I'm only halfway there with the acquiring it. I don't have quite the brashness or the boldness to act on things in certain situations. But still, I'm very much a sort of like a creature of habit, so I sort of let things be how they are. You know, don't rock the boat, that sort of thing. Anyway, I feel like it appeals to my sort of sensibilities. So I'm willing to give it a shot, because, you know, I'll admit, sometimes I'm a little bit judgmental of others when it comes to how they behave in public spaces. Not to like an extreme degree, mind you. Like, obviously, if I see like a family with like kids, and the kids like crying on the train or on a plane or something, I'm just like, oh, I can't believe they had kids. I was like, why isn't there like a special kids section of a train? I'm just like, oh, they obviously had kids. You know, sometimes kids just cry like that. You know, in various sort of cases, you know, you feel not empathy. I don't have kids, sympathy for that situation's like a thing that obviously you probably didn't want. You probably want like, hey kid, cry just to like annoy everyone around. That sort of thing. No, it's the ones where people make like a conscious choice to. I guess it's not necessarily conscious, but it's sort of just like a, do you even think about what you're doing sometimes sort of thing. And mind you, this doesn't happen very often. In fact, I can only think of one situation which has ever come up, so I'm not sure why I'm talking about it as if it's some like sweeping generalization I can make for myself. But I just remember I used to take a train a lot to go to school, and one of the times I went on the train, I think it was on the way back from school or whatever, there was just this woman, and she was just like blasting her music out loud on the train, just like at full volume, and I can't remember what it was, some random hip-hop song probably or something. And I remember just like walking on and just like staring at her. She couldn't see me, or I don't think, or she wasn't paying attention, she was probably on her phone or something, and I was just like, is this real? And just like, am I dreaming? Because it was so unbelievable to me, because, you know, living in Britain and all that sort of thing, people are generally, I'd say, reasonably conscientious about people in public spaces, especially, you know, on the public transport. No one ever wants to talk to each other on public transport. Everyone wants to get on, have it be a silent train, and then just get off at a stop, which is, you know, perfectly fine by my sensibilities. I'm not here to have a conversation or anything. I just want to get to point A to point B like everyone else does on that train. So, you know, it's a very sort of like unwritten rule, of course. Don't be loud on the train or anything like that. If you're going to be loud, you know, try and keep it down to a minimum. I suppose outside of school times, it's quite hard for that necessarily, but especially in the mornings and the evenings, that sort of thing. But, you know, just keep it within reasonable levels. And, you know, the British silent judgment and tutting is a sort of a very strong deterrent to do anything of that sort. What am I doing? Let's go talk to Flip, I guess. I know, just the fact that she was blasting out her music so loudly, just like, I was like, this is so unbelievable. I can't believe someone would actually do this. I can't believe you've done this. Oh, hello, CJ. We'll come back to you once we reach our storage and got the fish. It's like, I can't believe someone would do this. How unbelievably inconsiderate, you know. What did I do about it? Absolutely nothing. I just sat down and, you know, the school was only like two stations away from my stop, so I just rode the train and then, you know, got off my stop. But I was like, why? I can't believe it, you know. You can't even. I wonder what goes through her mind. It's probably like, you know, I don't mean to sorry, paint him as some like evil Machiavellian villain or something who's like hell bent on destroying the world or something. Of course not. But probably just someone, you know. It's either no one's ever called them out of it, so they've never really like considered it, or it's something they've never really thought about, or that if someone else was playing like loud music on the train, it wouldn't bother them. So they're just like, okay, if it doesn't bother me, I don't see why it should bother other people. Which is fair enough. You got, you know, the sticking to the guns of treat yourself how, not treat yourself, treat others how you want to be treated. Treat yourself. But yeah, it's just like, I wonder what goes through your mind on that sort of thing. Obviously, if I was going to make a straw man argument, I'd be like, oh, you know what? I bet everyone wants to hear my music right now. I'm doing them a favour by playing it out loud or something, blah, 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 blah. Have you heard? It seems if you fish up a medium-sized fish shadow, you may... Oh, egg. No, Lily. No eggs. Actually, I'm glad to see that the consensus about Zippity has changed, especially on social media from this year, because, you know, people aren't playing like 24 hours of Animal Crossing every single day now. And I've basically collected all the materials now, so that fishing... They're not really running into as many eggs, so it's not as frustrating, which is, you know, I think I said that was probably what was going to happen. I don't know if I actually did or not. It might have been another situation where I thought it and didn't say it out loud. But anyway, that happens a lot. Anyway. Because I like to believe the best in people. I don't believe that that's what they're thinking. They're probably just like, I want to hear my music. Oh no, I've got my headphones, that sort of thing. It's okay, I'll just play it out loud. And they just don't realise how loud it was or whatever, or that it's actually being a bit of a disturbance. Now mind you, if I was like, a lot of the times, I suppose, even if that does happen, I feel like I'm rather patient with this sort of thing, because despite the fact I'm talking about it like now and in a way that's like, oh, rah, 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 I can't believe we're doing this, I don't actually care, to be honest. It's sort of just like, whatever. Like, I mean, I could go over there and maybe be like, hey, could you keep it down? That would only be the most dire situations, perhaps if, like, I know I was actually being deafened by it or something. And, you know, the risk of confrontation is not worth the effort of me just, like, listening to my music, I suppose, for 10 minutes. Because I'm... my hidden ability is I'm very good at zoning out. And just, you know, tuning into my own mental what? Tuning into my own little universe rather than reality. So, with that sort of thing, you know, if they're playing music, doesn't matter. I just overwrite it in my head with my own music. So, you know, it doesn't bother me. But I know it bothers a lot of other people, which is, to be fair, obviously why I don't just randomly play my music out loud or anything. I always try and take headphones of that sort of thing. Which is exactly probably what you should be doing if you've got music. But, you know, if you forget your headphones, honestly, my view on it is just, you know, I just wouldn't listen to music. I'd just be like, that's on me, you know. I'm not going to subject the other people of Australia to my terrible anime music choices or some like K-pop or the video game soundtrack. Actually, video game soundtrack's probably not so bad because I don't listen to things without lyrics. I think tend to go over better. But I say tend to go over better as if I've got like experience or something about something. No, I forgot what I was saying. I literally just lost track of what on earth I was saying. Where was I going with that? I don't know, probably wasn't important anyway. Yeah, I don't know, you don't subject everyone else to that sort of level of, it's not torture, but, you know, just like annoyance, I suppose. You know, this is like a... I suppose I'm coming at it from a very utilitarian point of perspective, or you could just say just like a normal perspective. Whereas it's like, well, there's one of me, hearing my music would make me happy. Everyone else hearing my music probably goes on range from neutral to unhappy, but you know, there's maybe like a 0.1% chance of someone who hears it and be like, oh man, is this for Cuphead soundtrack? What an absolute banger. And they're just like, they're loving the day even more because of it. Which honestly, I'm not even sure if I want to please that person. But what's I doing? Oh, we're getting fish. I forgot my point again. It happened too many times now. I just started speaking and I immediately forgot what I was talking about. What fish can we even give you? We can give you a sea bass, apparently. Apparently we haven't given you a sea bass yet, which is surprising. Yeah, we need to do some more fishing. Maybe we can do a bit of fishing today. See what fishes we get in preparation for CJ. Yeah, from a utilitarian perspective, me making like somewhere between 10 worth to, well, somewhere between, I suppose, 0 worth to maybe even 20 worths of people, depending on how crowded the train is, unhappy. It does not offset the me being happy for listening to my own music, so, you know, just like deal with it. I suppose, you know, I've got my own MP3 player in my head, so, you know, it's not really that big a deal in first place, but, you know, there was a lot of other things, you know. Like, obviously, you should give up your seat for someone if they're like pregnant, elderly, or not so able to stand, anything like that. That's like a given. That's what priority seats are for. Which is, to be fair, I always find it a little bit awkward. So I just, if the only seats left is a priority seat, sometimes I'll just stand because like I'm like, I don't want to be that person who has to judge if someone is an elderly person or pregnant or unable to stand. Because, you know, I don't want that onus on me. You know, I don't want to like give up my seat for a person and be like, oh, I'm actually like 30, and I'm like, oh, awkward. Do I sit down now? Or do I sit back down on the seat? Do I still give it to them? Do I just walk off a carriage in shame or something? do they walk off a carriage in shame? I don't really know. What am I holding? Oh yeah, the bunny day topiary. We should put this down somewhere. Oh, I was gonna see if you could customize it. I don't think we could. I don't know. Let's put it here for now. Think about it later. Bunny. Anyway, sorry, that was a bit strange. Yeah, let's do a little bit of fishing, and then we'll, I don't know, try and put down these graveyards. Hey, you're saying, dear darling, you just, you know, trying to avoid the fact that you need to actually decorate the island slightly and put down these gravestones. Absolutely not, and you're absolutely right. Minx, I don't know what I'm doing, alright? Don't at me. And plus, I kind of want to keep talking about this whole reading room thing. Kuukiyomi. Oh, I can't believe this was spawned on the fact that I was like, oh, this game looks kind of interesting. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot. Apparently I got the memory span of a goldfish right now. I was saying something, I don't know, something about reading room. You know, oh yeah, giving up your seat, that sort of thing, you know? And then like if you're sitting on like a place where 2 people can sit down and 2 people walk on the train or whatever, you know, move over, roll over, and then allow them to sit together, because what are you going to do? You're going to make them sit either side of you. If they sit either side of you, they're just going to talk over you in the first place, and then like, why wouldn't you just move over to the side? Get out of here, egg. It's just like, you know, it feels like reasonable things, you know. If you're walking up to a bench and you're in a group of 3 people, you sit on the furthest chair that would accommodate all 3 of you sitting down or whatever. So, you know, we all walk a similar distance. I had this conversation with Ali because he didn't do this. It's not actually a big deal, like, obviously. I'm not going to be like, oh man, Ali's a horrible person now because he doesn't do this. He didn't do this. I had this conversation with him. It just surprised me because, you know, back when I was like 14 or whatever, when we were sitting down the train and this situation came up, obviously I walked, is this a sturgeon? This must be a sturgeon. I was like, this is so... you hear that vibration in my, the Joy-Cons. You know, like walking up to a bench of 4 people, and there's 3 of us. You know, he sits down on the first seat, and I was like, huh, why didn't you sit down on the third seat? And that way we go all walk a equal distance and sit down. And he was like, I don't know, doesn't matter. And I was like, I can't remember what our conversation you went to. I was just like, yeah, it's just a nice thing to do, you know. It's sort of like giving up your seat for someone instead of now I have to walk past you and sit on this which is a very strange situation in and of itself, you know. We all like sit down simultaneously or whatever. I don't know, I felt like the conversation was more entertaining than that, but I honestly can't remember it. I honestly don't know if he even does it now, to be honest. I should test him next time. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but that's stupid. I'm not going to like, friendship test. If you don't do this, you fail. Oh, we're no longer friends. It's just like a dumb reason to stop being friends with someone, to be honest. If it really bothers you that much, you should probably question yourself why it bothers you that much. Like, I don't mind walking 1 more meter. It just caught me off guard, is basically what I'm trying to say. Because I was so ready to sit down in the second seat and then continue a conversation with him in that third seat, and I was like, oh, what? He's in the first seat. What happened? my brain didn't compute it for a bit. It's like these unwritten laws or something of a land of behavioural, not science, behavioural norms or that sort of thing. Which I tend to be a rule follower, so I tend to stick to them to a very lawful degree. Which is why it was pretty good in Japan, you know. You just observe the people around you. See what they're doing, see how they act and that sort of thing. See if they're judging you for doing what you're currently doing and being like, boom, I'm going to adapt accordingly. Like in Japan, you like make no noise on the train at all, from what I remember. You also don't eat anything ever on the train. So, because I remember near the beginning or whatever, or the first time I went, didn't know all these social norms. I looked up some of them or something, but I couldn't obviously remember them all in my head. I was about to eat something on the train, and as I looked up and looked down, I was like, no one's eating anything, which is a bit strange because, on a UK train, sometimes you're just walking and someone's like eating a sandwich or they're like eating McDonald's or whatever, and it stinks up the entire carriage of that sort of thing. So I was like, I sort of quietly put my melon pan or whatever it was back in my bag and didn't eat it, and I waited. And I looked it up on my phone. Apparently, you don't eat on trains. You're not meant to walk and eat at the same time. You're meant to, if you want to eat something, you're meant to sit down or stand or stop moving and eat your item. Eat your item? What? Eat your food. And then you come back to it. And from what I read, it's something like a litter-based thing, because in Japan you're meant to be very conscientious about your litter. That's why there's basically no public bins anywhere outside. It's sort of like you need to take care of your own litter, which is, honestly something I can agree with to a certain extent. But the fact there's no public bins is a bit much, IMO. But yeah, so anytime you get trash, you're just meant to take it home with you and throw it in your own bin rather than leaving it outside, because it's just as the saying goes, a few people ruin a good thing for all of us. We can't have public bins out here because some people just would feel the need to litter or whatever. Anyway, I suppose that's how Japan keeps itself very clean. Also, they probably hire like multiple like street cleaners, that sort of thing. What? Are you serious? Well, I guess we'll go quickly check what fish we need. And I guess we'll decorate graveyards. Alright. If Animal Crossing wants me to do it, I'll do it. Do it. What's I saying? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Japan does go... Oh, we definitely have a horse mackerel already. I can't believe we don't have a sea bass. We already have a sturgeon. We already have a squid. Okay, so which of these do we not have? Olive flounder, probably. Olive flounder, black bass. Only those two. The rest we already got. All right, let's go clear out our inventory. Let's also go buy a fishing rod. Yeah. I know what my whole point of this was. Be conscientious out in public. You probably already are, to be honest. I can't imagine you'd watch my videos and be like, oh, I'm not going to be conscientious. I think most people don't do it out of, like, as they say, don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to ignorance. People aren't intentionally being unconscientious or whatever in public. It's just like maybe they forget in the moment, or they're not exactly paying attention, or perhaps they're not so used to reading a room or that sort of thing, and they end up missing the social cues and that sort of thing. Either way, it doesn't matter, As long as you're not doing it maliciously, fine by me. do your best effort and then see how it goes after that. A fishing rod. That's convenient. And then, what's my point after this? I'm surprised we don't have another Nook upgrade either. Oh, we should have checked if Flip was walking around. Oh my gosh. We can still do it. We can go up and quickly check. See if he's walking around, give him a gift. Yeah, anyway, don't be surprised if that's a game after Tangle Tower. I know it's not really a puzzle game, and it's not... The thing that's making me feel like maybe I shouldn't make it a series is because it's not a very long game, mind you. It's like half an hour or whatever to play it. But it means it could just be like a mini-series. Like, A Short Hike was, you know, 7 episodes long. It didn't need to be 7 episodes. It could have probably only been 3 episodes or whatever. And since it's got such a simple thumbnail art style, it's not that big a deal to make a thumbnail art because it'll probably take like 20 minutes to recreate something for that. Flip, flip, flip. I got something for you. So yeah, I don't know. Keep an eye out for that. Oh, either way, I'm talking about it now, but you're not gonna even see the fruits of that until like 3 weeks or something. No, I got my YouTube studio open. You can see when things are recorded up to. So Spiritfarer is recorded up to 5th of April, and after that we got 2 episodes of the game which is following that. It's going to be interesting. it's very amusing. We got Celeste recorded up to the 10th of April. So that's like the rest of this week and next week. And we got Tangle Tower up to 13th of April. So yeah, you're not gonna see, if I do play this game, you're not gonna see it for like ages. So don't even worry about it. It's just gonna, you'll even forget about it, and you'll see it come back, and you'll be like, whoa, I remember this game. Just sort of I don't know. I don't know what my point was. Did talked about this for a little bit, and you'll be like, whoa, I never know how. A pinball machine? I don't want this. Who gave us this? Oh, Flip probably did. We should probably check what fish we got even in here, which we don't need. From which ones I can remember. Nibblefish. We don't need a carp, I don't think, but I didn't actually check. So I don't know for certain. Angel, we don't need a sturgeon, because we already got it. We've got 4 olive flounders. We don't need a squid either. Giant Trevally, Ray, Romano. Oh, we're actually 1 cedar camp off. I'm getting a cedar camp statue. Maybe we should think of doing that next time it's raining. Yeah, so I don't know. Read a room. Kuukiyomi, consider it. Because he was playing number 3, which came out on the Switch, which hasn't come out yet on PC from what I can tell. Only number 1 and number 2 are. I'm rocking this year's egg hunt. It's nuts, I found so many eggs I don't know what to do with them. Here, take 5 sky eggs for free. Thanks, Mira. Throw them in the ocean. Excuse me, Mira, that is littering. I wouldn't dare to do something like that. Okay, so where would we put in a cold area? Probably over here. But it seems like a bigger space for it, right? If only we could put that astrology mat on the outside or something. If only we could put any bugs down on the outside. Down the outside, down the outside. This seems like a good place to put a Western style stone. Why that way around? Do it like this, you know, tuck it in this little nook here. Put one of these stone tablets down. With a candle in front of it. Is it a candle to the side or is it a candle in front? Where does the villager portrait go? We see how many villager portraits I even have. I'm not sure. I feel like they look better when they're looking this way rather than being sideways like this. Because even though it doesn't make sense for them to be sideways like this, you can't really see what it is. We gotta keep in mind where the camera is all the time, otherwise it's not strange per se, but you know, we just gotta keep it in mind when putting things down, so we can adapt to it and that sort of thing. I wish we could make twiggy trees as well. Trees which don't have leaves on them. Unfortunately, we cannot. So it's the sort of thing where instead of having haunted forests, I don't know what sort of trees we'd even put down. I guess pine trees. I was speaking about horror things. One of the idol games I'm playing. There's a new banner, gacha banner out. It's got a super spooky horror idol. I tried to pull for it. Did not get her. But alright. Maybe I will before the ban is over. Anyway, that doesn't really matter to you. I just thought, you know, point it out there since we're on the topic of horror, basically. Well, not really, but, you know, we're in the vicinity of it. So this gives a nice framework. Now we're going to have to start filling in the gaps between the gravestones with other stuff. Like weeds. I think we should start planting weeds, but I don't want to start planting the weeds down until we put everything else down. Because I don't want the weeds to spread, basically. And we definitely need to put trees down here. Otherwise it's going to be kind of empty, isn't it? Okay, well, I mean, it's a start. It's the start of something new. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, all greatly appreciated. Links down below. I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, I don't know, consider it. Kuukiyomi, I don't know. There's a pun there somewhere. I can't think of it. Bye-bye for now.